It is June 19th, about 9:30 a.m. Thought I'd do a garden update. And just a little backstory on this property. My great-grandparents were the original owners of this home, and from what I hear, Ignatius, my great-grandfather, was quite the farmer. When I moved into this place, there was really nothing landscape-wise happening. It was, everything was overgrown. So everything you're seeing is from my hands. So let's begin. This is just a big perennial patch. I planted some perennial flowers. This I started last year, so this is all a work in progress, but I'm still figuring out what works. But just getting, some nice stuff to separate the driveway from this kind of overgrown-y area. I'm a big fan of fountain grass. The lawn, I dug up this whole thing by hand and with a pitchfork in 2019 I was divinely inspired, truly, and I did not know really what I was doing, but I did it. So we'll go take a look over there in a second, but here's a tomato plant and a couple more perennial pot there, and just some sunflowers there. We'll take a look at the salad patch in a second. This is just whatever. These stones all came from digging up these spots. So the sun goes over this way, so the house shades this area around like 2 p.m. So, this is stuff that can handle some shade. Sorry for the jerky video, I'm new to this. So some tomato pots here. Oh, my bonsai tree. This is cool. This was a cutting maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And now I have a second tree going from a cutting from this. So bonsai is pretty cool. Here are raspberries, blueberries, and then just like some pollinating flowers up front. The neighbors gave me some irises there. Here's a little strawberry patch that was just kind of thrown in the ground on a whim, and it seems to really like this spot. So there we go. Over here in the front, I have more blueberries here and there. Sunflowers, some lavender there, a big butterfly bush. Basically just like pollinating stuff. I threw a couple pumpkins in out front. Pumpkins are really fun. Beautiful rose bloom. I love the roses. I love this yarrow, that yellow stuff there, and that red stuff there. What else? Sunflowers, a couple zucchini there, some basil, cilantro, parsley, more basil, oregano. Yeah, so that's the front area, and then over here, here's a couple tomato plants there. This is like my salad patch, so this is pretty awesome. So there's all sorts of good stuff in here. Chard, some bistro mix, some spinach, which I can't figure out how to grow. It just gets super stemmy and keeps trying to flower, and it won't grow leaves. But a bunch of radishes. I planted a second batch and a third patch behind that blue kale. There's some purple kale, some lettuce, purple lettuce back there. These are jalapenos, which do awesome. Just more lettuce. Here's some beans over here. I believe those are cucumbers in there. Some peas back there. My rain barrel, which is doing awesome. And then this was a little raised bed I made from a downed limb. This thing is probably dead, but it's just dropping limbs. So there's some more over there. So I'm just trying to make do with it. But this is pretty much full shade. So again, still figuring out what works over here. What else? So this is my neighbor's yard, and he offered me like this patch over here. It's like a maybe 20 by 30 spot. There's all sorts of stuff in here. I put some raspberries in to try to beat back what is growing over here. So here we have corn, a couple squash there, more corn up there, and I planted more in seed, so hopefully we get a successive crop. There's I think these are cucumbers and zucchinis in this row, some broccoli and Brussels sprouts, cabbage, more zucchini. There's some couple tomatoes, more broccoli, cabbage, hot peppers, and then a bunch of tomatoes over here. And this is sort of an experiment for me because I've never had a big patch like this. Here's the raspberries. I'll have to get some netting up on those for the birds. Yeah, the corn is really fun, even though it doesn't produce a ton. So yeah, feed the birds a little bit. That's pretty much it. My failed composting back there, I still can't figure that one out. But the salad is probably the best part right now. So it's been really cool because the neighbors now kind of know me as the dude that has the garden, and I get a lot of compliments on it. It's just fulfilling in so many ways, and really cool with the neighbor offering me some of his land to like garden on. He wants nothing in return, but of course I'll share the crops with him. But kind of my idea is that in the fall, if all goes to plan, you know, we'll have, you know, 50 pounds of tomatoes a week for a couple weeks coming in, and at least it feels that way. You know, just an abundance of stuff. So set up a little sandwich board at the end of the driveway, get the garage opened up, get some live music in there, maybe get a local artist to come in and put up some art. I got friends who does clay stuff like mugs and pots and stuff, and then have a little farmer's market, and I just think that'd be so cool. But you know, that's then, this is now. So for now it's just maintaining, trying to keep the tomatoes from forming too many suckers and knocking themselves over, and trying to keep the aphids off the romaine. And I had a massive wolf spider in there yesterday with an egg sac like the size of a marble. So if I get a ton of wolf spiders in there, well, that would probably take care of the aphid problem. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, if you still watch this video. And if you've never put a seed in the ground, I highly encourage you to put a seed in the ground, because a seed germinating is really the metaphor of life. You know, it is life. It is the divine spark, but it also is, you know, what all life depends on. It's really a powerful metaphysical relationship you can create by growing stuff. And it doesn't have to be tricky, you know, it doesn't have to be so grandiose like this is. Yeah, just really, you know, it really slows. It's interesting with how time and plants work, because on the one hand it slows it down because it seems like things take forever to kind of get growing. But at the same time, you know, before you know it, you come outside one morning and you got 3 rose blooms, 14 strawberries, a bunch of ripened blueberries, tomatoes on the vine, and you're like, where did all that come from? And so it's really awesome. It's brought so much value and joy to my life. It's made me a healthier, happier person. And I think part of the deal with it is like I mentioned at the start, was I was in my garage one day heading to band practice, and I got like a voice in my head that was like, hey, fix the lawn, which was crabgrass infested. And literally, I just got to work. I had all the tools in the garage that I had inherited from previous owners of the property, and it's just led me down this path. So I guess the message there is you know, follow your instincts, follow your highest excitement, because that is the divine spark. That is the seed of your consciousness being germinated by the divine. Peace.